Patrick, do you know where I can get a hold of a property release form? I'm on the hook for a couple resuscitators that we borrowed from Cardiac last spring.
You try the nurse's station?
Yeah, just now.
Then I guess you'll have to go down to Central Supply. Maybe it's too much trouble. Maybe you should just stay here.
Oh, don't you think I think so? This business of leaving is getting worse every step of the way.
You think you feel bad now, wait till after the party.
Did I tell you? Mary's coming. I went over and asked her.
She told me.
Did I ever tell you that there was a long time when I was in love with your sister? Almost always. Except for the time that I was in love with Faith Coleridge.
Maybe
That's a pretty terrific record, don't you think?
Yeah. You should have waited till my sister, Siobhan, came home.
Us as brothers-in-law. I kind of like that. Listen, I got about a dozen things to do in the next 45 minutes, so I better get going. Okay. Hi, Dee.
Hi. Are you going also?
Yeah, about to. Were you looking for me?
Yes. I'd like to make an appointment with you. It's business, nothing else.
Well, why don't you say whatever it is you have to say right now?
Okay. I want to find out what you intend to do about the money.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I've been trying to take care of certain things, like my checkbook and other things like that.
Yeah?
And I went to the bank and I started looking over my household account, and there isn't very much there. And I guess that's important because, well, I lost most of the savings account when I was sick.
Are you saying that you don't have any money?
No, I've got some money, but it's not going to last me very long, a couple of weeks. And Patty, I'm going to be penniless.
Oh.
Oh, that's all you have to say is oh?
What do you want, Dee?
Well, I was wondering if, well, I thought maybe I could have some kind of allowance till the annulment goes through.
I wasn't planning on anything to that effect.
Yeah, but Patty, you have to.
The annulment is being granted on grounds of fraud. The marriage technically didn't exist. I have no legal responsibility for you, and I don't feel any moral responsibility. In fact, not giving you money is probably the best favor I can do you.
It is. Why do you say that?
It's my understanding that Dr. Pagano is encouraging you to stand on your own 2 feet.
Look, you're not serious about this.
Completely.
Just a little bit. I just need a little bit of help.
It wouldn't really be helping you, Dee. The answer is no.
I knew you'd find an excuse. You blame it on Dr. Pagano. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to do something desperate for my own good, and you're going to remember this conversation. You really will.
Hello?
Roger, it's Pat. I just had a little visit from Dee. She seems to be worried about money. She wanted me to give her an allowance until the annulment comes through.
Well, I hope you didn't give her one.
No.
Good.
But listen, if there really is a problem, let me know, and I'll handle it.
Well, under the circumstances, Pat, that's very generous of you.
Maybe best if you didn't mention to her that I said so. She's going to function on her own. She's going to have to learn how to solve her own money problems.
Of course. Look, did she indicate any thoughts in that direction?
No. She did do one of her veiled threats of suicide.
Well, she isn't going to kill herself, Pat. Actually, I have something far worse in mind for her.
Worse than killing herself?
Mm-hmm. Thanks for calling.
wanted Bucky to have something that would make him laugh when he thought of us.
Well, that's certainly silly enough to do it.
Maybe it's for me, too. I get so sad at the thought of him leaving.
Don't we all? Miss Morris was in tears today.
Ah, yes, we'll all miss him.
First Clem, now Bucky. I hate it.
Bucky has to come back, though, because he left his houseboat as a hostage, with instructions to use it often and well.
All this talk about a houseboat, and I haven't even seen it.
Well, we'll have to fix that.
Oh, maybe you have to. It's the most total escape. I remember one summer ago, it was hot, hot out, and we were just beginning as interns. We were so tired, we couldn't even stand up.
But we just saved an old man's life.
Oh, that's right.
And we were so keyed up that we couldn't sleep.
So Bucky took us out to the houseboat, and we all sat around drinking beer, floating down the Hudson River, singing at the top of our lungs.
'Twas Friday morn, and we set sail. We were not far from the land.
From the land.
When the captain, he spied a lovely mermaid with a comb and a glass in her hand. Oh, the ocean waves may roll,
let 'em roll,
and the stormy winds may blow,
let 'em blow,
while we poor sailors go skipping to the tops, and the landlubbers lie down below, 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 and the landlubbers lie down below. Then up spoke the captain of our gallant ship, and a well-spoken man was he. I have married me a wife from Salem town. Tonight she a widow will be.
Tom, that wasn't necessary.
Well, if that was a bit of an overreaction, I'm sorry. But you know how I feel. Hello, Maeve.
Good evening, Tom.
I'm looking for Johnny. Is he about?
Well, he's up getting some flowers for Bucky's party.
Oh.
But, leaving me a little short-handed, if you want to be helpful, why don't you take this platter out to Kevin? That dear man is going half mad, trying to hook up a very stubborn keg of draft beer. And Patrick, why don't you go to my room, please, and get that little pink sweater that belongs to Ryan that nearly forgot. Bring it down here. Maybe this time I'll remember.
That was quite involuntary.
Why don't you take the platter out? I'll be there in a minute.
Sure.
Oh, that was so stupid. When will I learn?
It was nobody's fault.
Oh, it was. I knew Tom would be here any minute. Nobody knows better than I do how Tom feels about Pat and me.
It was perfectly innocent.
Except to Tom.
What's the matter, dear? Are you having some kind of a reaction?
Oh, I hope so. It certainly wouldn't be surprising to have a nervous stomach after that. And the thought of a whole evening with Tom and Pat in the same room.
No, it wouldn't.
I keep telling myself that's what it is. Because otherwise, I'd be forced to the conclusion that I'm experiencing every classical symptom of pregnancy.
Pregnant? Oh, darling.
It could be a nervous stomach.
Oh, it certainly could be. How long has it been going on?
Since the weekend. I went down for a lab test this afternoon. I should get the results back tomorrow. Oh, Maeve. Being pregnant wasn't part of the plan.
It very seldom is. Does Tom know?
No.
I found the sweater.
Oh, good, dear. Just put it on that chair.
Maybe we should go get that party going so that when Bucky comes, we can have a big welcome ready.
Why don't you go out and put some music on, and then Faith and I will be out in a minute.
Okay. Tom,
Yes, Pat?
I'm concerned about what happened before.
Yes, well, it was my fault. I lost my temper. I
Well,
should
you
have.
lost your temper because you still think that something's going on between me and Faith.
For just a moment in there, I did, yes.
And it isn't. And it wasn't when you came into the kitchen.
I'll take your word for that.
You're being polite.
I'm trying to be.
What do I do to convince you that none of this is necessary? You're making problems for yourself and for Faith where there aren't any.
It's all in my head?
Yeah, it is. Look, Faith and I have been friends since we were kids, and I can't eradicate a lifetime of friendship because you're jealous. But I can say to you that you have nothing to worry about where Faith and I are concerned.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, Bucky is approaching.
Oh. Well, I better go get him so he doesn't get lost.
No, I haven't said anything to Tom because I wanted to be sure. And there's so much tension about Pat.
It's still going on, I see.
And it's driving me crazy. I keep trying to explain to him that whatever there was between Pat and me, it's over. It has to be. And that I'm married to him and I want to make our marriage a real marriage, if that's possible.
And he doesn't believe you.
Maeve, I haven't the faintest idea what Tom believes. He always backs away and avoids any sort of real discussion. Or else he becomes so hurt and apologetic, we can't discuss anything either.
What went on in here is a little frightening.
Yes.
I mean, it was so intense.
Exactly. Oh, I want to believe that Tom and I can grow from where we are. But there's so much anger in him. And the jealousy certainly isn't getting better.
Are you saying, dear, that you don't believe that you can build from this point on?
Maeve, I'm not sure of anything. Except that right now isn't a good time at all to be pregnant.
Here he is! Here he is!
Here I am. Where's the party?
You stand right there, lad, and I'll sing a little song for you.
Here's the party, or at least the beginning of it.
We've only invited the entire neurology division.
You're kidding. I mean, what we have here, that would have been enough.
No, the idea is to make your going away so sensational
Oh, yeah?
that you'll have to come back.
Oh, you certainly will.
Well, I'm coming back anyway. Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to stand all these long goodbyes. So come on, come here, get yours.
Oh,
Hey, what's the matter, you?
nothing. I'm just sad that you're leaving.
Oh, listen. If you had given me that soulful look about 2 years ago, who knows what might have happened. Yeah, sorry, Tom.
No apologies necessary. The whole world's in love with my wife. I'm just going to have to get used to the idea.
Good. We're home.
Yeah, I got in about a half an hour ago. Where have you been?
Out?
Doing?
Things?
I thought we agreed on a policy of telling the truth, the whole truth.
I went to see Pat. I asked him if he would give me an allowance until the annulment comes through, until I'm through with treatment. And he refused. Roger, what was I supposed to do? Now, you're not offering me any money. Maeve and Johnny won't give me anything. I'm too embarrassed to ask Bobby.
Well, I hope so. Look, I'm not even sure what the problem is. You were upset last night because I wouldn't balance your checkbook.
No, I took care of that. Got the bank manager to do it. Took him a whole hour. You know how much I have in the entire world? In the entire world, I have $286.23. That's it, and Patty won't give me a thing.
Well, I'm somewhat amazed that you even entertained the thought that Pat would.
I think he has certain responsibilities to me. I think he should pay the bills, at least.
Now stop that. There's no reason that you can't take responsibility for yourself and pay your own bills.
How?
I think you could begin by making a budget for yourself.
Oh, budgets, they never work, Roger.
Decide what you need in the short term and then in the long term, and make a financial plan for yourself.
You sound just like Patty.
Well, try it. I mean, right now, for example, what do you need in the short term?
Well, if I'm going to be living here, then, well, all I need is miscellaneous money, you know, for walking around and stuff.
And how much would that be?
$20 a week? Is that too much?
I suppose that depends on how much walking around you plan on doing.
Okay, then $20 is fine.
Now, since you're well enough to address your financial situation, I think you should do it properly.
I don't understand what you mean.
Now, as I understand it, Pat is paying the expenses on your apartment for the time being. Now, I'm certainly not going to charge you for rent while you're staying here, but I think you could contribute to the food bill.
What?
That would be another way of taking responsibility for yourself.
You're really serious. You mean this, don't you?
Yes, I do, and I think you should start paying your share beginning this week.
How much do you want me to pay?
I'd say $20 should do it.
$20 a week for food, $20 a week for walking around. I figure that in about 6 weeks, I'm not going to have any money left.
Well, you did that very quickly. You must have a head for numbers.
Look, I can multiply, I can divide. I don't know what that means. Where am I supposed to get the money?
You know, many people do something that is called work.
Work.
Yes. Honest toil for which you receive a remuneration.
I can't do anything.
Untrue.
I can't. Look, I'm a housewife and I'm a mother. I don't have any skills.
Delia, if there's one thing in this world that I am certain of, and that is that you have ability.
Oh, you're saying I'm a good liar. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Look, I haven't had any education, really. I haven't been to college. I mean, I can't be a reporter like Mary. I can't be a school teacher like Siobhan. I can't be a doctor or a lawyer like your sisters.
Perhaps, Delia, you should not begin by starting at the top.
I'm not going back to the phone company. I can't do anything like that. It made me so nervous there.
Look, I don't want you to do anything except for be responsible for yourself in an adult manner. Now, if you put your head to it, I'm sure that you can come up with something besides the phone company if you really don't want to go back there.
Like what?
Well, that's up to you. What comes to mind?
Well, I would take a part-time job. Okay, a part-time job. Okay. Help wanted. Right, I got it here. Okay. Accountants. That's a great field for me. Okay, administrative assistant. Now, that sounds much better. Okay, it says here, diversified, responsible position, very busy, hectic atmosphere, exciting challenge for people person, well-organized, ambitious, and tireless.
Maybe you better keep on looking.
Tell you that, when they serve you Irish in Boston, I hope you'll think of us.
Listen, I'll probably ruin my liver thinking of you.
Oh, no such chance. You'll be having a good time. You'll be home with your family.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I spoke to my grandfather this morning. He called to hope that I had enough money to make it home.
You sure you're feeling okay?
I'm fine.
You know, if it had anything to do with...
No.
Listen, who else is coming to this party? I mean, besides all of neurology.
Mary, you know that, and Seneca, and Jack will probably come, and...
Of course, the host will be.
There you are, What do you think of that?
John, no, John.
What are you gonna do with that? Put it around his neck?
No, I figure we should pin it to his lapel.
With a silver spike.
Right.
Well, it's roses to say that we love you, and it's so many flowers because there are so many people who love you.
Oh, Maeve. I'm gonna have to joke my way through this, or I'm gonna cry.
Before this party is over, we're all going to be crying.
It's happening, isn't it? You're really going.
Yeah. I'm really going.
Johnny, how about a toast now? And then we can wait till the rest of the crowd gets here.
So we have a toast now, we have a toast later,
Okay.
right? Kevin, come on.
Several later.
Much too many, ladies.
I served this lad without even being asked, the old Irish.
That's
Yeah, John?
okay. I'm developing a taste for this stuff.
It's not gonna be the same around here without you, Buck.
No, it'll be better.
No. It will not be better because we will suffer a severe loss. Like losing one of our own. You are going to be missed, Bucky, because you got a good heart, which means you're a giver, not a taker. You're generous. You're giving. There isn't an ounce of malice in your body. And besides being a pretty good companion for a long winter night, you last pretty well over the months.
Please stop. Listen,
I'm just warming up.
listen, you've all given me more than I could ever repay.
Oh.
No, listen, this leaving is gonna be tougher than I expected.
Well, all we're saying, darling, is that we love you and we're sorry to see you go. And more than that, that there'll always be a place here in our hearts for you. And we want you to come back.
See, now, Maeve says it much better than I do. That's just what I meant, too.
That's what we all mean.
I hope you feel loved.
Loved. I'm awash with love. I just hope that you all feel how I feel for you.
We do. We do.
You know, when I was 4 years old, my mother threw this birthday party for me, and she says I sobbed through the whole thing. I may just do that tonight.
We were interns together, residents together. Tonight we'll cry together.
I'll get it.
I feel good down there anyway.
Hello, Ryan.
Pretty flower.
Siobhan! Where are you, sweetheart? What, in Brooklyn? Well, what the devil are you doing in Brooklyn? Oh, I see. That's where your ride dropped you. All right. Well, sure, there'll be cab fare here when you come, but... Darling, you're halfway across the city. Why don't you just hop in the subway? Oh. I see. Yeah. Well, look, darling, you come right along now. Of course we miss you, too. We can't wait to see you now. Love you. Bye. Siobhan's coming home. She says she has to take a taxi because, well, she has this friend with her, and they won't let this friend into the subway. Now, what kind of friend is that they won't let into a subway?
This Thursday, meet the not-so-happy couple. She hears wedding bells, but he won't commit. Sounds like a job for the guy who wrote the book on relationships. An all-new Greg Barron's Wake Up Call, part of Sugar Free Valentine's, Thursday at 10 on SoapNet.